Hi, Floss Tube. It is 62 degrees right now in Lehigh, Utah. Very sunny and heading up to a high of 77. And in Washougal, Washington, it's 54 degrees right now, heading up to a high of 64, partly cloudy and a few showers. Hi, everybody. I'm Colette, and I'm here to give you my special Stitch Mania edition of Highway Stitcher. There's been a lot of really good floss tubes out there already talking about Stitch Mania and how it started and what it is, so I'm going to forego that. A good explanation of it is really actually on the Stitch Mania Facebook site. If you go under events, May 1st, they explain when they started and what it's all about. And of course, it's evolved into all kinds of ways of doing it. So I'm going to tell you my way, just to try to give you a quick idea of what my way is. And then I'm going to continue on and show you my projects. So anyway, last year I started Stitch Mania in 2018, and I did not touch any of my whips except for just a few after I started. Starts after I started them in 2018. And so when 2019 came, I was I don't remember who told me, but or where I heard it, but I heard about a method of Stitch Mania that I thought would work good for me, and I'm going to continue that method. And it's called Blimey Cat, and it's by a floss tuber called Brittany at Ingleside Imaginarium. You would have to go back on one of her farther back videos to have her explain to you about her starting that. But the reason why I like this method, and I'm continuing it this year, is I have still a lot of whips. I did get a few finishes done, but I have a lot of whips. And I wrote down exactly trying to explain what, it's hard for me to just off the top of my mouth explain to you what this method is. But if I have it written down, it's really easier for me to read it off to you. So anyway, what I'm doing for that method is, in a nutshell, all my previous Mania whips will be done on the original day that they were started in 2018. I have them listed as to what day they were originally started. I will work on the whips that are for those original days that I have not touched, which there are many, lots more than what I've finished. And they'll be done on the same day. But I did finish some whips from Stitch Mania this year. So 6 of them I did finish. So I get to add 6 new starts into Mania this year on those days for the previous Mania whips that I did finish this year. So I'm going to show you my pieces, my whips, as I go along on their days. If it was a finished whip from this last year for Mania, then I will try to show you what I did finish. In some cases I can't, though, because it was gifted or given away, and I don't have a picture of it. But the ones I do have here, I will show you the picture of the finished piece and then move on to my new start. Most of my new starts will be smaller, so I can hopefully finish up them and then also work on my other whips for Mania this year, which is my plan, to maybe put a Focus Mania piece every month. So I'm hoping to do that. So anyway, I will list all of these whips and new starts on my post below, on the Dropbox. So anyway, let's get going. I have this basket here. It's an IKEA basket. And my Mania projects are in order. So it should be easy just to pull them out of their baskets. So I'm going to get a drink of water and get ready to show you. Okay, my first Mania project for May 1st that I started in 2018 is Here Lie My Needles by Shakespeares Peddler. Okay, I stitched this on 28 count Overdyed Peach Lugana with the called for floss. And in the last 2 years, this is all I've accomplished on it. So this will be a focus piece this year, hopefully. So anyway, I do like the piece. It's a fun piece, so I'm hoping to continue on it. So there you go. Here lie my needles, Shakespeare's Peddler. Okay. May 2nd is also a whip, and it is Prairie Life Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. This is the one that's based on Little House on the Prairie. I'm stitching it on 32 count antique white linen with all the called for overdyed floss. And this is what I got done in the 2 Maynia starts that I did in 2018 and 2019. Not a whole lot. This Maynia, I probably will be able to get more done than what I normally do because of our situation in the world right now. Because I do have a lot more time to stitch. So I'm hoping to get more done this time than what I've gotten done previously. And again, I hope to do that, give that as a focus piece sometime this year in one of the months. So, put that away. Okay, May 3rd was actually a finish, and it is, I did finish this little small piece called Long May She Wave by Little House Needleworks. And that was done on a 28 count off-white lugana. So because I did finish that, I'm able to do a new start. So my new start will be a Christmas ornament. I got this out of the last year's ornament issue for just cross stitch. I did copy off in black and white the picture of it, and I can show that to you without showing you the chart. It's called Moose Joy. Real cute. Shows a moose hiding behind the Christmas tree that's toppled over, and it says Joy. And it's designed by Jan Fate, F-A-T-E. My plan on what I'm stitching this on will be 32 count Nantucket Sky, and that is by Fabrics by Stephanie. So this is the color. Please excuse all the wrinkles, but of course you know that's going to be that way when you get it out of your bags, zipper bags. But this is a real pretty blue. I tend to veer towards that than whites and things for Christmas. So I'm using that color, and I am using, my threads are also going to be different. I'm going to be using mistletoe, just a regular black, brown sugar, and flaxseed for the different colors. So I think it'll end up being really pretty. So I know it's harder to see in the plastic bags than to put it on a floss holder, but I think it'll end up being real pretty. And this should be an easy stitch, one that I can finish fairly easy. So, and I always like to get several Christmas ornaments done during the year. So this will actually be the first Christmas ornament I'll be doing in this year, 2020. Okay, May 4th. This is an ongoing whip. Because of May the 4th be with you. Oops, dropped one. Just a minute. Want to make sure it stays in the right order. I don't want it to get in the wrong order. I used the May the 4th be with you and chose a Star Wars themed piece in 2018. And this is by Crazy to Stitch, I think, or Crazy Stitch. In this house, we use the Force. So, and it's all sayings for Star Wars. I did get burned out with this piece. I realized that when you're doing a piece with just all the same color, to make it stand out and with all letters and big block letters, it's going to be kind of, it'll get to you after a while. But I am going to try to put it into a month of focusing on it so I can get more done than what I've gotten done. I am stitching this on 28 count. It's a gray mystery fabric. It might be Dove Lugana, I'm not sure on that. And with just anchor black. And as you can see, all I've got done is in and the TH for the. A little hard to see this gray color, but it looks really pretty with the black. So that didn't get too much stitching on it at all in 2018 or 2019. And hopefully this year I will use it, pick a focus month and work on this. I do love the sayings. I just think it's so fun. It's just, I think all the just same color and block work for letters was just getting to me. So I'll try to focus on it for like a month out of the year and see how much more I can get done on it. Okay, May 5th is also a finish, and I'm pretty excited about this. It's a finish that I just finished yesterday. So now I can add in another Maynia start. The finish is Pink Sparrow with Thy Needle and Thread. And this is one of my regular rotation pieces. It has been, so those who watch my floss tube regularly are familiar with this. It is being stitched on 28 count Picture This Plus Fog with the called for overdyes, except for the light blue that you see up there. I changed it from Gentle Arts Lexington Green to Blue Gemstone in Victorian Motto sampler threads. So I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. And it's just a finish from yesterday. So I was able to add in the one smaller piece that I wanted to do, which I had never done a Biscornu. So that is what I decided to add in. It's relatively small, so it should be doable to get done. And the one I picked is Birdcage Biscornu by Tiny Modernist. Okay. Of course, this won't have anything on it yet, but it's going to be stitched in 28 count Antique White Lugana with the called for DMC floss. So, which I have on this ring here. So I didn't change out the floss, and I don't know what they did on the, let me see. They don't even say, just 14 count Ada. So I chose to do Lugana, an Evenweave, but it looks like they have it on a white, so that's why I chose that color. So that'll be my first Biscornu. And then I'll finish up this year for sure. Okay, May 6th. May 6th is a whip from 2018 that I will focus on this year. And it is Erica Michaels' Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace, I once was lost, but now I'm found. This piece I changed out quite a bit. I think, let me see, they were using lamb's wool, and I think I didn't write down what fabric this was. Back then I didn't do a floss tube. I wasn't good at keeping up any records. But I'm thinking that this was probably done on a lamb's wool, but I did change out the colors. And I changed them for colors, color conversions that I liked, which I can put those down in the drop box below. As you can see, there are blues, light blues and dark blues, which I love. And then I did change out the colors on the flowers in between. So this one, a little bit more, I think I had more time these days to do, I mean the two days that I had it on May 6th, I had more time to work on it. So a little more is done. So this will definitely be a focus piece for this year, because I think this is doable for finishing. So that was May 6th, Amazing Grace. May 7th is Bird in Hand. And I just forgot to tell you in my explanation of what I was doing for Maynia is I'm not doing 31 starts and whips. I'm doing 20 according to 2020 of this year, which is what I've been doing every year. 2018, I had 18 starts. 2019, I had 19 starts or whips. And then 2020, I will have 20 whips and starts. So this will go to 20. Okay, May 7th will be a cute little Reward of Merit pincushion by Blackbird Designs called Bird in Hand. And this is going to be stitched on. I had some extra 28 count overdyed peach lugana, which from other projects, so I opted to do that. And this will be the color I'm using. It's Victorian Motto Sampler Threads Garden Rose. So that will be my new start for May 7th. Oh, and for the piece that I finished, it was my sister's piece called Childhood Sisters, which if any of you previously watched my videos, you will know which one that is. I gave it to her in February. And I will post the information for it down below so you can go back to the video if you'd like to see what it looks like. But I don't have it anymore because my sister has it. Okay, May 8th is a whip by Tempting Tangles called Panoply of Posies, a Quaker design. I got this at Stitch Fill in last year. Well, it was the first Midwest Cross Stitchers retreat that I went to. I think it was 2018 in the fall. And the reason why this was in their actual discount bin for things to sell. And what intrigued me about this is I'm a member of a lot of lineage groups. And if you notice up at the top here, it says DAR, which DAR is Daughters of the American Revolution. And yet they have that enlarged here with all the other letters small around the side of it. So I just had this idea in my head that I could work on this piece and have it kind of as a like special piece for DAR and my work that I do in DAR. So because of that, I will show you. This has a lot of changes and a lot of adds, and I didn't use anything of what the called fors were. I chose to stitch it. I'll show you the little bit I got done. In 32 count vintage country mocha and with many overdyed threads. And my little bit of start from 2018 and a little bit of continuing for 2019. I'm using all overdyeds, different ones in different reds. Reds, whites, and blues in more of a prim style. The colors I'm using are like dungarees, bamboo, cherry bark, cranberry, and I think I have even more in here. Let's see if I do. That may be the only ones I'm doing. Let's see. Oh, blacksmith blue. So, and I believe that is it. Yeah, that's it. But I think it is a pretty combination of colors, especially for this vintage country mocha. And just kind of a pretty idea we're celebrating my membership and what I do in DAR. So that is May 8th. Panoply of Posies by Tempting Tangles. So, zip this one up. May 9th is a new start. What I finished was X's for Cross Stitch, which is also one of my previous videos, which I finished and gave away to a friend. So again, I cannot show that, but I'll show you, I will post below what video it would be in if you want to see a picture of it. My new piece for a start is Woodland Hedgehog by Just Another Button Company. I love hedgehogs. Hedgehogs, I make lace, bobbin lace, as some of you know, and hedgehogs are the bobbin lace mascot. So whenever I see a really cute hedgehog pattern, I love to do it in cross stitch. So this one is so cute. I had to kit this one up with stash, like I had to do everything else, because a lot of stuff is not easy to get. A lot of the flosses and threads aren't as easy to get right now. So what I opted to do is I found a Luminous Fiber Arts, which is Misty Purcell, one of her fabrics that I had gotten. I have the pins already in here, the needles, and so I have to, like, as well as my needle minders, and they're stuck, and I have to undo them in order to show you the fabric, because I want to be all ready. Of course, this is appropriate needle minder for this one. A little hedgehog. It's so cute with a little flower. Anyway, this is some of Misty's fabric from Luminous Fiber Arts, and it is called Soft C. It's 32 count Soft C. I did have some of the called fors, but there will be some that are not called for. I like rings, so I'll just tell you what colors I've got. I'm using Chesapeake, Island Blue. One of backstitch, I'm just using regular DMC 801. Mascara, Weeks Dye Works. Gentle Arts Clover. Gentle Arts Forest Glade. Weeks Dye Works Grasshopper. Weeks Dye Works Havana. Gentle Arts Wood Smoke, and Weeks Dye Works Bark. So there you go, some of the different colors that I'm using for that. So that is Woodland Hedgehog from an actual Woodland Whimsy series, which you can see on the back. You can put it all together into like a little series of the animals in the tree. Really cute. Okay, May 10th is Whip from 2018. This is in a bag that was made for me by a friend of mine, and it's a Route 66 bag. That's so cute. Some of my whips are still in just the regular Ziploc bags from golly. I get mine from a place that sells a whole bunch of like all kinds of containers. Container store. There it is. I couldn't think of the name. So a lot of mine, as you can see, are container store ones, because I wait till they have a sale and I buy them, and I like them better than the Amazon ones because they actually are a little thicker, that they seem to last better than the ones I got through Amazon. It's true the Amazon ones are cheaper for a large amount than these, but these aren't very expensive, especially on sale for what you get. So that's why I go for them, so they'll last longer for me. But I do have a few of ones that I bought. So that's what Sheep May Safely Graze is in. My May 10th whip. And this is by Homespun Elegance. And it is being stitched on 28 count vintage country mocha with all the called for threads. Some of them are DMC, and some are overdyed. This one I did get a little bit more done on than others for my 2 days for 2018-2019. Probably had a little more time. I love their choice of colors. I know that this was probably going to be stitched on another fabric. I probably just used my stash, but I like it on the Vintage Country Mocha. I think it's really pretty. So that's a continued whip, and that's for May 10th. Okay, my May 11th whip. I'm laughing about it. Yesterday I had a discussion with, that ended up being with and this morning too, ended up being with the designer and Stephanie of Just Keep Stitching about this particular piece, which is my whip from 2018 from Silver Creek Samplers called Dorothy's Discovery. Which, again, I've only done a little bit of work on. I chose to stitch it on a 28 count Picture This Plus Ariel linen, but I am using the called for flosses. There's her dress coming along. We had a discussion about Stephanie and I about that dress and trying to get it done, and I think she had mentioned on her when she posted her 24 hours of cross stitch, she said I got the 1,000 something stitches done on Dorothy's dress, and I thought maybe that's what I should do, is do it for 24 hours of cross stitch, because I have the same issue. I'm just getting real tired of checks on a dress. And Stephanie goes, well, you can do it, keep going. And I said, yeah, I said, I just hope that I don't end up over the rainbow of craziness. And then Diane Glick comes on, who's the designer, and says, yeah, she said, I kind of felt that way when I was designing it. So anyway, but I love the piece. It's still a beautiful piece. I love anything related to Wizard of Oz. And grateful to be stitching it. And Diane, thanks for a beautiful, beautiful pattern. Regardless of a check dress that goes on forever. May 12th, I'm doing The Spirit of the Southwest. And that is by Ursula Michaels. This is being stitched on 28 count Picture This Plus mellow linen with all the called for DMC. I think this is so pretty. I really want to do more on this and make this a focus piece. I just love this. If I show you closer, it just looks really Southwest. I'm grateful that I had this piece of linen. And just the colors are just so gorgeous on it. And just a little bit of, you know, like black work, you know, the stitching. And then the blocks of color make it so pretty. So I really want to work on this a lot more. It's just calling me. It has been calling me, but with my other rotation pieces, I chose to work on them. This is also a cute, cute bag. This one I got from Wendy, Bags by Wendy. So that is Spirit of the Southwest by Ursula Michaels. Okay, May 13th. This is a piece I found and I was surprised about. It's by Hinzite, and it's called Welcome to the River. It's always hard to find things about the river, and since we have a house on a river, I was searching for a while for something. There's a lot for ocean and beach and everything, but not a whole lot for river. So this is what I am stitching. Started, this one has very little done. Started it 2018, Stitch Mania, worked on it 2019. Do not know what it is stitched on. Some mystery linen with the called for DMC floss. And here's the little bit that I did. And from the looks of it, this is like a, I can tell this is some kind of a blue with a lighter blue. So it may not be, I probably ended up converting some of the colors. And what's dangerous about that is I know I have nothing written down here. So, though I don't know, I might have used what they said here. I'll have to look at it closer. But it's one that I really want to, keep working on and enjoy it. And I'm going to put it up at the river when I get done with it. I'm going to frame it and put it at the river. Okay, May 14th is a full coverage piece, and I haven't done anything on it, even though I love working on full coverage pieces. I'm in the process now of getting it transferred over to Pattern Keeper, where I hope that I have more fun working on it. It has the typical slew of floss, but it's a piece that is just me all over. It's by Artisy Designs. It's called A Lace Maker, and it shows the lady out in front of her cute little French cottage working on her lace pillow, making lace. I had a lot of bad starts on this one. I started and things weren't looking good. I started again. I don't know. This has just been kind of one of those ones that you love to hate. Anyway, I'm now working on a 25 count, I think, 1/1, though it looks a little big for that. It might be an 18 count. Thank goodness I left the needle in it above it. So this is the top, and the right way to do it. And that's the little bit I got done. Just some black and some browns. Right from the middle, I started in the middle. This was back before I really started doing any kind of full coverage, and I decided to start in the middle. Most full coverage now, I kind of start in the left-hand corner. That's just me, because I guess because I'm left-handed and I work left down. But this one, I started in the middle. So anyway, I want to give some love to this one a lot, if I can. Maybe put it into some full coverage like where they do this, do that, do it in little contest thingies that they have. So I hope to work on that more this year. Okay, that was May 14th. Water. May 15th is Count Your Blessings by Long Dog Sampler. And these are falling over now, so let's see. Yeah, there's the right order. Love Long Dog. Need to do more of them. And the only ones I have are 2 in my Maynia starts, and neither one is very far. So again, these are whips that I would like to concentrate more on. This is being stitched, let's see, on a 28 count antique white Zweigart with the called for overdyed flosses. This one again has a little bit more done on it than some of my other ones, only because probably the 2 days I was working on it, I had more time, more hours. So, and it just looks so beautiful because I haven't worked on it any other day of the year other than Maynia on that day that it's supposed to be worked on. So pretty. Of course, there's 20 there, but I'm not putting the other date on the other side until I'm totally done with this. Love this, though. It says Count Your Blessings instead of sheep. One of my favorite songs from White Christmas, and I love the house and the border and everything. It's a favorite of mine. So I hope to get some additional work done on it. Okay, that was for May 15th. So we're getting there. May 16th is a new start. I do not have the previous one. It was Heartstring Samplery's Festive Little Fobs, where I worked on a little I believe it was from the farm, no, it was from the actual patriotic part of her festive little fobs, and I gave it away as a retreat gift. This time I'm doing another Christmas one. This is a request from my middle daughter. She fell in love with this. She wanted me to stitch it, so I'm trying to get it stitched to show her I remember, just like I did Pilot the Dragon and get it done for my granddaughter. This is Lizzie Kate, Wise Men Still Seek Him. Again, I had to look for through my stash to find things. I'm doing it on 32 count lamb's wool jobelin. So an even weave. And it's being stitched with most of the called for DMC and overdyed. Though I know I had to do some substitutions. So. But in this case, in this one I did get every single, I did an order by through 1, 2, 3 stitch. Now that I remember, it is all the called for, because they did have the floss that I needed. I had most of the floss myself, but they did have the couple that I needed. So that is Wise Men Still Seek Him. Okay, decided to do a hats sampler, a big one, for my 2018 Stitch Mania. This is Eliza Bell Cox, which I still love. Has much been done on it? No. Just for the 2 years of Stitch Mania. I'm stitching it on a 32 count Lakeside Linen Vintage Buttercream. And using a conversion of Victorian motto threads. So let me see if I can find the little bit I did. This is going to be a big piece on 32. But it's going to be beautiful. And there you can see the different colors for the Victorian motto and the like changing of the colors. She is going to be a big beauty, and I still love her. So that's my hat Stitch Mania piece. This, of course, will not be a finish, or will not be one I'm shooting for a finish, but I hope to get some more done on it this year. Okay, we're getting close. May 18th. This is another long dog piece. It is called St. George's. This I got like with a selling of a passing of a stitcher, where they sold all of her items in kind of a big, huge estate sale. My color fabric is 28 count Picture This Plus Serene. So it's a light green color and kind of a minty green. And the thread I'm using is a green variegated thread from Threadworks. The number is 010581 if you want to look it up. It's really pretty. So that is Long Dog, St. George's. This is also a doable piece. It's only, well, it follows Darlene's rules. It's 150 by 150, so real square piece. So anyway, I will probably work that into my rotation to try to get it done too. Okay, May 19th, the piece I started was One Nation by Bygone Stitches. I've seen people working on this continuously and getting a lot of it done or finishing it, and it's beautiful. I love it. This is the only piece during the year that I actually worked on during the year for rotation for 1 month. So I have more done on it than any of the other whips. I picked a vintage gray lugana, like it's quite mottled. And my color conversion I will tell you, oops, in just a minute, and I just dropped the needle, but I will find it later. As you can see, there's more done on this one than on a lot of my other Maynia pieces. It's a real pretty even weave. But I don't know the name of it, unfortunately. Though it is a fabric flare, though, because they have it printed on. So it's a fabric flare vintage gray lugana. You can look up fabric flare and see if they have it. My color conversions are Classic Colorworks Cupid for the red, Chalk for the white, which is a Gentle Arts. That was the one that showed it best on this model gray, and Midnight for blue, which is a Gentle Arts also. So I bought tons of all those flosses, hopefully enough, and that's my plan for stitching that. And I will get back to stitching this. I hope to put this in part of my rotation for the year too. Okay, one more, May 20th. This is a new start. And you know something? It had to have been for a piece that I gave away as a retreat because I cannot remember what it is and I don't have it written down. But I can show you the new Maynia start. And this is Heartstring Samplery. F is for Friends. Their alphabet series, her alphabet series. This one I had to do a whole lot of conversion on colors, as well as flosses, because I had already done an order and I was done doing any more orders. I said I can do this with my stash, and that's what I'm going to do. So it is being stitched on a 28 count antique white lugana. Very standard. Some of the called for flosses and some exceptions, which I will list in the box below. I'm using Weeks Dye Works Red Rocks, Gold, Havana, Glazed Carrots, Gold Leaf, Sand, Weeks Sand, Blacksmith Blue, what is this one? This is a color and cotton, Almond Latte. And actually with this one I know I pulled out two because I wasn't sure which one would show up the best. This is for the vase. So, and I didn't have any good colors and no colors from the actual called for. So I pulled some colored cottons I got through my monthly club. One of them is Almond Latte and the other one is Woodland. So I'm going to try them when I start working on it and see which one ends up being the better with the blue, with the Blacksmith Blue. And the last one is Weeping Willow. And I also have a green that goes into this one. It's supposed to have been Green with Envy, which I did not get. And I believe it's, well, I don't know if it's out or not. But I didn't get any of it in time and didn't want to order anymore. So I am going to, the Moose Joy that I'm doing for the Christmas ornament has a mistletoe green, which actually is like a darker green, looks really nice. So I'm going to pull that over and use that when it's time for me to do May 20th, after I do Moose Joy's, the mistletoe on that. So anyway, those are my Maynia whips and starts for the Blimey Cat method. This particular Stitch Maynia. So anyway, I will end this. It ended up being longer than I thought. I tried to get through all the pieces as fast as I could, but it does take a while for Maynia. Anyway, I will try to get another update to you on what how my rotation's been going when I get a chance, and wish you all a happy Maynia. I think what I'm going to try to do for Maynia, if it works, is I've been having some issues with my computer and my with it downloading things, so we'll have to see if this works. But my plan, hopefully, is to do a vlog series every day, just real short, show you the piece for day one, what was accomplished on it last year, and then add what I finished for this year on the actual day that I stitched on it. So we'll see how that works. If it doesn't, I will probably do like Patchy Pony and do vlog posts, but then just put them all together on, you know, like once a week. See how that works. So anyway, I'm grateful to be a part of this community. Thankful to all of you for joining me for my Stitch Mania. If you feel so inclined, join us with Stitch Mania and do it however you want, because of course that's what makes it fun. You can do any kind of Stitch Mania you want. So anyway, take care everybody, and I'll talk to you later and see you all on May 1st. Bye.